Bungie
has acquired Haptic Intel. That's right. We were bought by Bungie, ladies and gentlemen.
We're bought by Bungie.
Yeah.
Well, so Bungie has joined PlayStation, Brett. Jim Ryan announced on Monday that legendary developer Bungie, from time of recording this, Bungie is joining PlayStation's first-party studios as an independent, multi-platform studio and publisher. Jim Ryan says in part, quote, Bungie will remain an independent and multi-platform studio and publisher. We believe it makes sense for it to sit alongside the PlayStation Studios organization, and we are incredibly excited about the opportunities for synergy and collaboration between these two world-class groups. What a bunch of gobbledygook there. Bungie will be fully backed and supported by Sony Interactive Entertainment and enabled to do what they do best, build incredible worlds that captivate millions of people, end quote.
That's pretty good.
So he continues, quote, Bungie's world-class expertise in multi-platform development and live game services will help us deliver on our vision of expanding PlayStation to hundreds of millions of gamers, end quote. So I want your first initial reaction to this news, and feel free to hop into the comments as well, everybody. But
yeah,
what was your kind of initial reaction about this, and then what do you think? And then we have some more to get into.
So first of all, I want to just set the stage. So I remember I was at work and I saw it on my news feed on Twitter, and I was like, holy shit. I sent it to you, I sent it to all the guys, and I was like, holy shit, like this is fucking crazy. So my initial thought was like, this is big, right?
Yeah.
And then I started reading more and I was like, holy shit, this is actually bigger than I thought. Because now they're saying that there could be more in the future. But also, this is coming off the heels of Xbox acquiring Activision Blizzard, which means that Xbox now has Call of Duty at their disposal. And, a lot of people were saying Sony, PlayStation really need their own first-person shooter that they can, put up against Call of Duty now.
Sure.
And I want to quell this now. I want to put this to bed. PlayStation did not buy Bungie overnight. It did not take 2 weeks for this to happen. PlayStation has been, looking to acquire Bungie for what had to have been months at this point.
Yeah, this is not
it doesn't happen that quick.
This is not a response to the Xbox Activision acquiring.
Exactly. And it really bothers me because, that's not what happened at all. And even if they did do it in response, so what?
Yeah, but that's how people think though, right? Because they live in their own console war sphere. You know what I mean? And that's people's brains are so fucking tiny and small that's the only way they see it.
Well, yeah, because you have people like Randy Pitchford that says there's no competition at all, and then you have people like that are on the other side where it's one big competition and you can't have both, right?
Yeah, I just got a W in my eye.
Nice.
Continue.
I mean, look, I'm really excited to see what happens. We know the history of Bungie. They were with Xbox. They did Halo, and then they went with Activision and did Destiny, and then they went and they did their own thing away from Activision and continued to do Destiny. Mm-hmm. So I hope this is a mutually beneficial deal. I hope that PlayStation gets a little bit out of it. I hope that Bungie gets a little bit out of it. And there's been some rumors and stuff alluding to the fact that this could be a movie and TV series type of deal as well, where Destiny just becomes this big, huge franchise. So
yeah,
who knows?
That's a good point. And I want to read Christian's comment and then continue off of that thought. He says,
yeah,
I don't know how I feel because I've fallen out of love with Bungie games. Well, it's big. I'm like, meh now. So let's focus on that game aspect of Christian's thing. I think we need to think about this a little bit bigger than just video games, right? Yeah. They are effectively acquiring the Destiny IP, right? Which is huge in its own right. And that will continue to be milked. The live service element of that will continue to be milked. They'll continue to now make money off of, multi-platform support with it. They can build TV shows and universes and spin-off games and product lines and all this other crap off of that. However, Brett, across all of that multimedia stuff they could do with that, I think there's not enough discussion about the live service element that Bungie is providing to PlayStation. I think it's pretty clear that that is a big slice of pie that PlayStation is missing, right? Some sort of continuous live service game. Xbox now has Halo, and it's a first-person shooter. And while Destiny could fulfill that for probably a while, I think there is infrastructure and experience that Bungie is bringing to the table with live service monetization that PlayStation probably wants for a lot of other things. You look at things like their Nix's acquisition and for like PC ports and some of these other things. I think it's a very strategic partnership in that way, albeit different than a lot of other PlayStation acquisitions in the past. But I think that really should not be understated. And for me, that's what I think about. And that might not come to fruition for 4, 5, 6, 7 years down the line. But that's a huge strategic move, I think, by PlayStation in this regard.
Yeah, I think so too. And then there's also just the simple fact that maybe they acquired them for more than Destiny. And
sure,
like you're saying, like for that live service thing that they offer, perhaps they will be making the next big Sony IP, and it's going to be a multiplayer IP. You know,
yeah,
we don't know.
Resistance,
dude, that would be sick if they rebooted Resistance with them at the helm. That would be cool.
They got the experience for it. First-person shooter, alien-focused, great worlds that they've created, excellent lore. You know, developers, they just need to actually put it in their game. You know, I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's a good one. I can see that.
It's a no-brainer.
Or a completely new one.
Yeah, and it's Bungie will be a Destiny studio for a long time, but that is not going to be the only game that they're working on, 100%. And then there's the publishing arm that they have too, which you have to think about, because Bungie is now PlayStation's publishing arm to all of these other platforms that they never had access to before. Bungie is that publishing arm. So I would not be surprised if you see PlayStation, first-party studios games published by Bungie.
Yeah, that makes sense. I could see it.
So, anything else on that specific point? Because I want to add a little bit more flavor to this, Brett.
No, please do.
This is an important point too, and I guess leads into my bigger point. But following the announcement of the Bungie deal, Jim Ryan confirmed that the company intends to make more acquisitions, Brett. So this is a quote from him from industry.biz. He says, quote, "We should absolutely expect more. We are by no means done. With PlayStation, we have a long way to go." End quote. Brett, the acquisitions are coming. The acquisitions are coming. The acquisitions are coming. Now, I must give credit where credit is due. I got that from Colin Moriarty, where he did it like Paul Revere. The British are coming.
Yeah, I get it.
The acquisitions are coming, and they're coming fast, and they're coming hot, and they're coming hard, and they're coming large. So, further games industry consolidation is reportedly on the horizon, Brett, with key industry figures claiming plans for several big acquisitions that are at an advanced stage, and that comes from our good friend Jeff Keighley, friend of the show, which is in the tweet behind you. So here's what we got so far, right? Let's do a quick summary. Take-Two purchased Zynga for $12.7 billion, right? Xbox bought, I didn't write this one down, but I showed Xbox bought Bethesda for, what was it, $11 billion, something like that?
Yep.
Microsoft plans to purchase Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion. Now, Sony buys Bungie for $3.6 billion.
Well, I think the reasons you only listed these, the three that we have here, is because these are just the three that happened this year.
Right.
Which is insane already.
But these deals, 3.6 billion. These deals are, wait a minute. Yes, 3.6. Okay, my numbers are right. These deals are massive.
Yeah.
Okay. So today, at the time of recording this, Jeff Keighley was talking about consolidation in the industry, and he suggested again that more major deals could be announced sooner rather than later, which again is why I put this tweet up behind us. So here is my thing, and I want to be clear about this. I am completely against any of this consolidation. I don't like it. We've talked about it for a while, and I know you and I's viewpoints differ slightly on this. I am completely against mass consolidation of our industry, because we are now, it's not a probable future. It's not it could happen. We are in a future where everything is going to be owned by 3 companies in gaming industry, right? Maybe 4 if Apple gets involved. And that's it. you're going to have the Sony pie, you're going to have the Xbox pie, you're going to have the Nintendo pie, maybe you have the Apple or Amazon pie, but everything is going that way, just the way that movies are. I don't like it. I don't want it. I think it's bad for business. I think it's anti-consumer, and I'm concerned about that future. And I'm not even saying that we won't benefit from it as gamers. I'm saying from a personal standpoint, I disagree with it.
Yeah, I hear you. I think about this kind of stuff as a fan of pro wrestling and sports in that regard, where I see it as creating competition and the consumer always wins. Yeah, it's abysmal that like one company is going to own several other large companies, and you know, the monopoly that is, you know, bound to happen. Look at Tencent, you know, it's already happening there in China.
That's a whole nother conversation, but yeah.
So yeah, like I'm totally against it. Like it's, I don't love it, but I do see, like, you know, as consumers, listen, we're in a capitalist society. It fucking sucks. This is the way it is. We're just pawns living in it. And, you know, if this is good for us, the pawns, the plebs that are at the bottom level, then fuck it, dude. You know, we don't live long enough. You know, fuck it. That's how I see it. But we're already seeing it in terms of competition being good for the consumer with PlayStation launching, what was it, Project Spartacus, which is the Game Pass competitor. So, you know, we're already kind of reaping the benefits of this competition. And, you know, Phil Spencer's, he's playing hard right now. And he's humble and he's cool and he's, you know, friendly. But Phil Spencer is going hard in the motherfucking paint right now.
He's an assassin, dude.
He's just fucking chilling right now. And honestly, I love it. And I think that Jim Ryan is going to get a wake-up call, and he probably had a wake-up call. And yeah, I hope that they do start acquiring some motherfucking companies. And it's good for those companies because, you know, they might need that help, you know?
Sure.
So
I don't want to get to a point where we lose the ability to create things outside of this like system currently. And while PlayStation doesn't have a ton of portfolio diversity in the sense of what they're known for their first party games, like first person or third person action narrative games, I don't want to see a world where things like that go away because of how ballooned those budgets have become, which is a separate conversation. And we trade it off for these subscription popcorn like Netflix types of services. Where, I mean, to be fair to Netflix, they've also produced great films, no doubt, and great television. But
yeah, but they've also canceled several great things because they're abysmal.
For every successful show they have, there's 70 that go by the wayside. You know what I mean? So I think that's actually,
even successful.
I think that's an actual accurate figure, by the way.
Yeah, even successful shows get canned, you know, just for no reason.
Yeah. So I'm concerned about this, and the biggest one, even more so than PlayStation, Xbox, that I'm concerned about is Tencent.
Yeah,
and we should really have a longer conversation about that one day, maybe when we can do a little bit more research. But that one scares me.
Yeah,
specifically.
Me too.
But anyway.
Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to Haptic Intel. Did you do it? Subscribe right now.